Hey everyone, it's Diana, and I'm going to show you how to embroider crisply with no puckering and how I go about it so that my designs are always centered because I can't see straight. My straight lines are horrible, so I need a foolproof way on how to make my designs completely straight, strictly center, nice and crisp, no puckering, beautiful embroidery. Let's go! So this is roughly the size that's gonna go on there. However, it's been folded for a while and it's not very straight. So what I'm going to do before I do anything, I have my iron already preheated. The one that I like to use is this 1725 watts max. You guys, this is I can see my reflection. What's up, y'all? This is amazing. The amount of steam that you get from this inexpensive, well, I mean, it wasn't like super cheap, but it's not like a cheap iron or anything like that, or chai, or however you say it. It's amazing. Like, I love it. You're not going to be disappointed. So I'm going to take this over to my ironing board. Guys, I'm sorry if the video is not too good. I'm on my phone and I've got it on steam. Guys, my daughter did my nails. Do not laugh at me. Okay, so I've got it on steam just because I want to really take out these wrinkles, but check this out, y'all. I'm doing this with one hand, you guys. So I am sorry. I don't have like a tripod or anything, but here we go. Watch, watch, watch. You'll see in a minute. See that? Look at that. See that? You can press that. Woo! Love it. Can you see the steam? Do you see that? It's great. Great, 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 great. Wow, see that? That's amazing. So I just shut it off, and this is what you get. This is really, really flat. I know you see a line there, but it is not raised in any way at all. That'll go away. So I'm just going to use, this is my wrong side, and I will show you why I want a right side and a wrong side. All right, you guys. Sorry, I had to stop filming for a few minutes. The kids needed me again. Okay. So this is why I want to have a right side and a wrong side. I'm just going to choose, this is the wrong side. What am I? Yeah, this is my wrong side up here. And this is my right side. So I'm going to embroider here. And this is going to be my wrong side. But the reason why I want to do this, again, if you have like a patterned fabric with flowers, or, you know, obviously something like that, you're going to know the back side of that is the wrong side. So, but this doesn't really matter. I just try to find whichever side is the best. So this is my wrong side, and this is why it matters, because of this liquid in here, this golden liquid. This is amazing stuff, you guys. I don't know if you guys know, I mean, if you're a newbie, you're probably not gonna know about it, but if you've been doing this for a while, you know exactly what this is. This is Terial Magic, you guys. Amazing, amazing stuff. I only put it in this bottle because I want this spray. The original bottle that it comes with, I already threw it out, unfortunately, so I can't show you. But I'll link it down below. Oops, sorry, I'm getting out of focus. I will link it down below so that you guys can see what it looks like and you guys can buy it. It's amazing. Okay, this is how I can embroider, especially dense things, without having to adjust my tension too much or the design density. Don't mess with any of that stuff, unless, of course, it's like drastically too tight or something like that. But for the most part, you won't have to touch anything on your machine. It's not that your machine doesn't work right, it's stabilizing the fabric. Now I use regular, okay, here we go. This is just tearaway stabilizer, medium weight, and I use that for this. So I'm gonna, when I go and embroider, I'm gonna put this tearaway stabilizer under. So again, this is a medium tearaway stabilizer, and this this is really the winner here. Terial Magic. It turns fabric into a paper-like consistency. So basically, when you feel the fabric, you can feel fibers. It's a little, you know, kind of rough. But once that sets in, it's gonna glide through. It's gonna be like kind of like this, like if you touch that, like that. It's amazing. So your stitches will be nice and crisp. They're not gonna be pulling at the fibers because they'll be like kind of like a paper. It's really what it is. Okay. So the reason why you want to do this in the wrong side of the fabric is because as you spray this, you're gonna see the stains of wetness. That's not, I'm not saying it will stain the fabric forever. It's not gonna stain it forever. This does not stain. What I'm trying to say is that you will see the marks, and when you're going to sell a product, you cannot, I mean, typically the standard is you don't pre-wash stuff and then sell it, because you'll be able to tell that you've washed it, so it's not like new. All right, so this is it. Sprayed on, just sprayed it. I'm going to leave it, Diana, for about 3 minutes. I believe the instructions technically say leave it for longer. I don't have time for that. I'm just gonna leave it for this long. I'm gonna grab my iron over there and give it a good press, and that's gonna speed up the drying. It's gonna be amazing. Also, let me see if I do this. There we are. Here's my light. Also, the instructions, I believe, say you have to spray both sides. I don't spray both sides. I don't have the time. I don't want to waste so much product. I just do that one side. And for me, between this one layer of Terial Magic and my medium weight tear away stabilizer is more than enough to get really good embroidery designs. I use steam at first just to get the fabric used to the heat, but I'm going to turn it off in a second. So I'm going to shut off my steam. All right, I'm going to keep doing this until it dries. Okay, and just like that, we are done. Now, you see what I'm saying about those little, honestly, it's like barely there, and once all the embroidery is on, you won't even notice. And again, this is going to be cut away for seam allowance anyway, so most of this side won't be here. But when you turn it around, this is my right side. It's a lot better. It's a lot better. Again, just maybe see the difference here, but that's going to be cut off anyway, so I don't care. And look, I don't know if you guys can feel that. I mean, obviously, I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's like paper. It's really hard to explain, but it's just the best. I mean, you can feel it being so much thicker, and just it's the best. I love it. Terial Magic. I'm gonna link it down in the description. Check out the description below, guys. You're not gonna regret it. You're gonna love it. And I'm also going to link the description to this iron if you want it. Amazing. So if you're starting out, I recommend you start out with this iron for sure. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, since none of the four sides is completely straight, we're going to use a ruler and our mat to line up. We're going to make this straight line first. And then once that's done, we'll do this one, and then I'll do this one, and then I'll do that one, and then I'll have a perfect rectangle to work with. Now that we have cut that side, we're going to use now this as our true guide, because this is our true straight, and we're going to cut along this side. See? Now I know that that is perfect straight. I will do the same thing for this and for the top, and I will meet you back when I'm done. So now comes the part where I make my lines so that I can have everything nice and straight. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to separate or give myself a 1 inch seam allowance, which all that means, so you're going to move from the edge 1 inch and you're going to mark a line. And then the same thing on top, I'm going to go down 1 inch exactly, and with my fabric pen, which washes away with just a little bit of water, it's not permanent, I'm going to make a line. And I'll do that on all 4 sides. And then I'll do 1 long line down the middle to divide my design that's going to go on the left side on here and the one on the right side. And now I'll know I won't go too far up by accident, so that way when I put the lining fabric, I won't accidentally cover my design, or I won't be too far down, because what happens is if you go a little bit too far down, even though it looks really good just on there on the rectangle that you have, what happens is once you fill your pillow with an insert, the bulge of the pillow will bring that down, and so that your design won't be seen, you know. So it'll have to be a little bit higher than you think, so when you fill it, you know, when you put the insert in, that design will still be high enough to be seen when propped and not like pushed down, if that makes sense. So that's why I do that. I always give myself some space, but I make my margins because I can't see straight. Okay, so this is my fabric pen. It's old, I've used it for a long time. Marked Be Gone, I believe. Fine point, Marked Be Gone. It'll, right on this light, it looks like this light blue. And if you see, since now I know for a fact that this is straight, I'm just going to go, you know, 1 inch down, and I'm going to mark. And then I will put the ruler on this way, and I will mark 1 inch this way. And I will do the same, 1 inch up this way. And then I'll go down the middle and go 1 long line, and I'll have 1 design on this side. In this case, that's where the Winnie the Pooh goes, and then on the other side I'll have the quote. And there you have it. It's barely noticeable, but you do see my lines here. It's very difficult to see it on camera, guys, but it's very faint, but it's just enough for me to know this is my center. This is about 16 inches long, and this is the 8th inch. So this is my middle. I'll have, in this case, I'll have Winnie the Pooh on this side, and I will have the quote on that side. And I leave this space for the trim, so that I know that the trim is going to fold this way, and I won't accidentally cover maybe his little ears by accident or anything like that. So that's how I get myself ready. So now when I go and hoop it, I know that this is my straight line, and I just make sure that this line lines up with my hoop. And I will show you that next. All right, so I have my medium weight tearaway stabilizer hooped, right? So this is how I get my fabric on there without tilting and having it all messed up. So since I knew that this is a straight line, I use my mat to line that line up nice and straight. And I know that this is lined up, and I know that that's nice and straight. So I won't move this. I will try my best not to move that. And what I'll do is I will get my OLFA 505 temporary adhesive for fabric. This does not gunk up your needle. So I am just going to spray it lightly, and I am going to float this fabric. It's called floating. When you don't hoop the actual fabric in there along with the stabilizer, it's called floating. I prefer it because whenever you hoop this, it tends to pull, obviously, you know, especially if you don't have it smooth enough. Like if you can pinch it once, if you were to hoop this and you could still pinch a little bit of it, it's not tight enough, so you would have to start pulling at the edges to make it nice and flat, and then I don't like the results. Once you remove that, you're gonna see that you were torn in some places. I just don't, you know, you could pull, you could see that you pulled in some areas. It might affect your stitch. I just don't do it. I prefer floating. This is my method. You could definitely start this way, and I recommend it. But this will keep it in place while you sew, well, while you embroider rather. So I'm gonna lightly do that. And so what I'm gonna do is that, you know, if I pull down, you can see the lines. So I am just going to get my 1 inch line to line up with this yellow line. Forget about the paper. The paper's not straight, but I don't care about that because my embroidery is going to be here where I got stabilizer. So I don't care about that line. I'm going to guide myself by this line that you could see through there. And I'll line that up with this, and then for sure, I'm ready to go. And there you have it. You can even see that my line that I did with my fabric marker is nice and flush with that line, and that's flush.